Okay, Math 85, I'm back, and something was telling me that this was not in simplest form. So I'm going to see if I can reduce this. And this is also on the quiz, where I would give you a fraction similar to that, and I would have you reduce it. So I'm just going to take the 6 and the 7 from up here, and the 5 times the 9, and I'm going to see if I can break this down into more factors. And that's what you want to do when you reduce as well. So I know I can break down 6, right? What two numbers will give me 6? 3 times 2. So I'm just replacing the 6 with 3 times 2. I'm just breaking that 6 down. And then the 9, remember I can't use 9 times 1, so the only other factors of 9 are 3 times 3. Okay, and does anything match up on the top and the bottom? Well, the 3's do. So I'm going to divide or cancel those out. And here's my final reduced answer. Just going to multiply straight across. And get 14 over 15. But if you knew, let's say you already knew that 3 went into both top and bottom, and that's kind of hard because 42 and 45 are kind of big. So we could have just taken 42 divided by 3. We want a number, same number, that will go into both top and bottom. So that's another way, but I don't know, I like this way. Writing out the factors and then canceling. But you could also, we're doing the same thing, but in 2 different ways. You pick whichever way you like best. Okay, so that's my final answer for the division. Okay, and now we're going to go to 4-4. And we're going to be adding fractions with the same denominator. And these are pretty easy. Okay, so what if I had, let's see, 8/13 and 9/13. Okay, so we check to see they have the same denominator. They're in the same size pieces as Professor McGathy talked about in the video. So we're just going to bring over the 13. Do not add 13 and 13. Do not do that. Just bring over the 13, because remember, this is our whole. This is how many pieces are, total equal pieces are in the whole. And we're going to add the top. So this is just 17 over 13, and you are done. Let's try with a negative, okay? What if I had okay, or we could write this 3/16 plus a negative, if you would rather do that. Okay. So they both have, and you can take out that parentheses if it's killing you. They both have the same denominator. They're in the same size pieces, so we can add them together. But we've got a positive 3 and a negative 7. So if you remember, when I've got a positive and a negative and I'm putting them together or adding them, I'm really subtracting. So I'm really taking 7 minus 3, which is 4, and then remember, I need to see who has more. The sign goes with whoever has more. So there's more negatives with the negative 7. So this will be a negative 4 over 16. Remember, I just bring the 16 over. Now, with this problem, these are both prime numbers. We can't reduce that. But here, I'm not done because I can reduce this. Okay. So on the top, I just have a negative 4. And on the bottom, I've got 4 times 4, because 16 can break down to 4 times 4. Now, these 4's match up, even though this one's negative. I'm going to divide a 4 out of both of these. So what's a negative 4 divided by 4? Well, that's going to leave me a 1, and this is going to go. So again, I divided top and bottom by 4, positive 4. So this was negative 4 divided by 4, which gives me negative 1. So I've got a negative 1 on top and a 4 on the bottom. So that is my final answer reduced. If you don't reduce, if this was on an exam, I would take a little bit off for that. And let's try one more with some letters in the bottom. Make sure you can do those. So let's say, oops, we have a 12b, let's say a negative 12b plus a negative 13b. Okay, they both have the same denominator, which is b, so we just bring the b over, and I'm adding 2 negatives, so I'm just adding them together. What's negative 12 and negative 13? If I add negative 12 and negative 13, let's see. So remember negative down here, negative 12 plus negative 13, negative 25. So I'm just adding them together. So I get a negative 25 over b. And that's my final answer. Okay, the last part I'm going to do is we're going to be adding fractions with different denominators, so that's going to be in the last video.